Hello guys, welcome back to an Affliction of the Heart. I still don't know what the heck is going on. I think this is like gone into like sexual things because, you know, Kuno, I guess, treats love and lust as a two-way street, or go a one-way street. You still end up with lust. Okay, what am I saying? Kuno treats love and lust as the same thing technically. So if you go down the love road, you're going to meet up with lust, and the same thing the other way around. That's what I meant to say. Anyways, okay. I am really going fast about this. I'm not sure why, but you don't know. I literally didn't say anything that time. Anyways, this is... Don't know. I think it's chapter 8, because I just realized that the freaking chapter... Literally, like it says the story's, like, number, then it says the chapter's number. So I'm guessing it's 8. Pretty sure this is 8. Not sure. Anyways, it's called Secrets. I'm not sure if this is going to be Warden Secrets or Kuno Secrets or both. I'm hoping it's both since, like, they're respecting each other now. Especially after Warden gave her a hug last chapter. That was just adorable. Anyways, let's just hop right into it. Secrets. Kuno said happily and stretched out into the warm water of the tub, enjoying the way the bubbles tickled against her chitin as it popped. Even as a fully grown adult, serious, capable of murder, changeling, she still loved her bubble baths with a childish intensity. I'm going into town now, Warden said as he walked past the bathroom door. The Pegasus did a double take, leaning back around the doorway to peer in at the changeling. Kuno turned to look at him, a smattering of bubbles across her face and chin. She had a full beard and mane comprised entirely of bubbles, looking like an old pony gone gray. What? Kuno asked with a single blink. Nothing, Warden said, turning away and then continuing towards the front door, adjusting the strap of his carry bag. Kuno hummed to herself as she rubbed at her chitin with the sponge. She had always enjoyed baths of any kind, and especially loved showers. There was something therapeutic about getting her chitin nice and clean, not to mention that it wasn't exactly often that she got to bathe in her natural form. Her lazing, however, was interrupted by a court knock at the door. Kuno who the fuck would be at the door? Like, who? Kuno stiffened, her eyes widening. Her first thought was to answer the door, and then she remembered that she was in full changeling form, and that Warden lived alone, and it couldn't be Warden at the door. He had left only recently, and he certainly wouldn't knock on the door before entering his own house. Frowning deeply, Kuno carefully slipped out of the tub, dripping all over the bathroom floor, and then into the hallway as well. The knocking at the door came again. She morphed the end of her hooves as she walked to something resembling paws, allowing her to pad down the hallway soundlessly. Once in Warden's room, she quietly closed the door behind herself, and then eyed his walk-in cupboard. Okay, just make yourself your own version of a pony instead of somebody else. Just make yourself into a pony that is yourself, instead of just literally copying somebody's body style or coat or whatever. Okay, the front door exploded inwards, banging against the wall as a shower of wood splinters scattered into the hallway from the ruined latching mechanisms. The three ponies, dressed in leather armor and carrying short, wicked-looking daggers in their hooves, walked calmly in through the ruined front doors. Spread out, check the cupboards. He'd likely not keep it all in a visible place. The Pegasus, who appeared to be the leader, said. The two burly earth ponies behind him nodded and then began to search the rooms, beginning with the bathroom and the lounge room. "Oi, boss! What if there's some pony home?" One of the earth ponies called. "Ain't no one here. We knocked on the door and no answer." That doesn't mean no ponies there. The Pegasus said with a flippant shrug, heading for the kitchen and beginning to open cupboards. He didn't bother closing them or ransacking. Eventually, all that was left was Warden's room. The door was open, and the three ponies stepped inside, while one of the earth ponies pushed Warden's mattress off the bed, shaking underneath it. The other stepped over to the walk-in wardrobe, throwing the doors open. Okay, what? The other stepped over to the walk-in wardrobe, throwing the doors open. Kuno Warden leapt out of the cupboards, brandishing a spear in a wide arc and crying out, "What are you doing in my home?" Kuno hefted the spear as expertly as she could, trying not to look as though she was new to it. In truth, she had taken lessons, and she was quite proficient in it and in hoof-to-hoof combat. But she didn't want to go take it on three armed opponents by herself. Warden's form was larger than her own, his new wings were heavy and felt awkward. It had been a while since Kuno had taken the form of a Pegasus. The Pegasus laughed faintly, looking Kuno up and down. She had Warden's form, his armor, and his spear, and he wasn't even bothered. "Ah, if it isn't our favorite failure of a guard, where's the produce, Warden? If If you give it up without a fight, we might not even put you into the hospital. The Pegasus said, his tone sulkily. I'd much prefer if you just left, Kuno said, her mind working furiously. Product? They wanted Warden's plants? Okay, is he a drug lord all of a sudden? Where's it, Warden? The Pegasus asked flatly, while the two Earth ponies stepped up on the thought of him. Well, the two him, it's Kuno, it's a she. Well, the two Earth ponies stepped up on either side of him, drawing their daggers. Well, technically, she's a he right now. You know, changeling. Getting my mind boggled. Kuno took a step back, holding her spear in front of her carefully, keeping the tip between her and the ponies. It's in the spare room behind the mirror. The Pegasus nodded, then jerked his head towards the door. One of the Earth ponies nodded and slipped out. It was several long, comfortable moments spent in silent glaring before the pony came back. Oh, boss, not quite sure how to get past it. Smash it, the Pegasus ordered calmly. Tried that. It's solid, the pony said curtly. The boss Pegasus growled and then turned on his hooves. You come with me, he said commandingly. Motioning towards the transformed changeling, Kuno warily followed after him, keeping the spear between herself and the other three. Oh, you just fucked yourself, didn't you? You just straight up fucked yourself. Or played yourself. Kuno warily followed after him, keeping the spear between herself and the other three. Open the mirror, the Pegasus said curtly, standing in the doorway of the room. The two Earth ponies had moved in to stand beside the mirror and waiting for her. Kuno looked between them and then shook her head. Actually, she never finished her sentence. With a quick twist of her body, she brought the end of the spear down on the back of the Pegasus' head, sending him crashing to the floor, stunned. Before the two Earth ponies could reach the door, Kuno had kicked the Pegasus inside and then slammed the door closed, throwing the deadbolt. The sound of bashing at the door greeted Kuno's ears, and she removed the helmet, letting her form drop back to normal as she peered at the locked door, ignoring the pounding from the other side. Warden had a lot to explain when he got back. That's the question. Like, what is he gonna, like, what? They're literally trapped in. Warden said as he pushed open his door, groaning faintly at the weight of his backpack and dropping it off his back. Pushing it through the door, he didn't even notice the broken latch. The sight of Kuno standing in the hallway met him. The changeling wearing his armor, sans the helmet, and holding a spear. Warden blinked slowly, taking a step backwards. You had a visitor, Kuno stated simply, motioning towards the door to the room that had been her prison. The Pegasus blinked once, looking confused and concerned. Visitors? And you locked them up? They kind of broke in, Kuno said, pointing at the door with a hoof. Ransacked the place, looking for a product. Why aren't you telling me, Warden? Warden's ears pinned back at that, and his head lowered, mumbling, It's nothing. Ponies don't break into your home for nothing, Kuno stated with a slow shake of her head. What is it? Warden showed off, biting his bottom lip, hanging his head in shame. I grow Aurora for them. Kuno blinked once. Aurora? Aurora? What the fuck? Aurora? Sunflower? She asked, slowly shaking her head. Aurora was an arterially hard-to-grow creeping flower that was well known for its hallucinogenic effects. It was mainly used as a recreational drug, and because of the difficulty in growing it, it was expensive. You're a drug dealer? Kuno stated flatly. Warden looked up sharply, his tone turning sullen. That implies that I get paid for it. You grow it for free? Kuno asked in disbelief. Selling drugs is pretty stupid, but giving them away is dangerous. Levels are moronic. The business looked away and then gave a defeated sigh. I don't want to grow it. They forced me to. They put me in the hospital last time. I told them no, and the last time I didn't tend the plant and it withered. And then they come breaking your door down when they want their stuff? Kuno asked flatly. Well, no, they usually send someone around to beat me up a bit and remind me of my obligations, Warden admitted with a slow shake of his head. Well, just tell them to grow it. What the fuck? Also, Kuno could literally just turn into a fucking dragon if she wanted to. Just let her do that. Wait, she probably wouldn't fit if she could fucking do that. Let her help you out with the situation. I'm a little bit pissed at Warden right now. Like, what the fuck is going through your head? Like, if you're getting bullied, if you're getting fucking bullied and not getting paid for whatever the fuck you're getting bullied for, just fucking tell the guard or the princess or what the fuck. I'm literally mad at this. I'm with Kuno. I'm being mad. Hello, Warden in shame. The Pegasus pushed back the changeling, moving towards the kitchen. He opened a cupboard there and stared into it. Kuno moved after him, peeking over his shoulder. She blinked once, realizing that the cupboard must have been right in line with the mirror in her prison room. She could see through to the room where one of the Earth ponies was trying his best to stab his dagger into the magic mirror with little success. They're not the usual ones. Daggertail won't be happy that they're trying to muscle in on his business, Warden murmured. I know them. They used to be part of the Royal Guard, but they got kicked out of their actions. They got kicked out of their actions in regards to confiscating illicit materials. Some they'd confiscate half and steal the rest. I guess they're moving up in the world. What are you gonna do about them? Kuno asked, watching Warden intently. I don't know. If I go to the guard, they might all tell the guard what I've been doing. And even though I'm being forced, I don't want to take the chance that they'd believe me. Warden said, hanging his head again. And to think you were in the Royal Guard, Kuno growled, shaking her head once. She turned and then started to head for the door leading to the prison. What are you doing? Warden hissed, moving after her. Kuno looked back at him a moment before a flash of green enveloped her and she changed. Okay, my first question. Like, right now, it's Kuno or she's just Warden? Guys, I'm not sure she changed back. A Pegasus and 2 Earth princes careened down the pass as fast as their hooves could carry them, looking fearfully back over their shoulders as Princess Luna herself stood in the doorway of the house, staring at their retreating forms. It was several long moments before Kuno let her changes drop and then dissolved into breathless giggles. Oh wow, did you see their faces? Kuno squeaked as Warden eased up to her, looking chagrined. I don't even know what the fuck. Yeah, you scared the wits out of them. What did you even do? Warden queried, looking down at her. Kuno grinned up at him goofily. I told them that I spent 1,000 years on the moon pondering on exactly what I would do to a scum drug dealer if I ever got my hooves on them. Well, thanks, Warden said uncomfortably. Do you want lunch? Okay, Luna spent 1,000 years on the moon. She could ponder anything up there, okay? Fuck, 1,000 years, that's a lot of processing time. Anyways, where the fuck was I? Kuno snorted, turning to face him, and then narrowing her eyes, saw sobering. Well, we still have to talk about this whole Aurora business. Warden splayed his ears back. They'll hurt me if I stop. Oh, grow a backbone, colt. You're a royal guard for crying out loud, Kuno said, exasperated. Turn them into the guard. You can even do it anonymously. They have friends in the Royal Guard. They've got contacts everywhere. It's easier to just do what they say, then I don't get hurt. Warden said, unconsciously rubbing a hoof against his right shoulder and shuddering. What did they do to you? Kuno asked, softening. Warden hung his head, sighing helplessly. They injected me with a toxin. It's from the yellow-banded cobra in the Everfree, or at least that's what they told me. It took a while for the pain to start. They tied me down and then let me struggle, waited until I was begging them to stop, and then gave me the antidote. Told them if I didn't grow the plant for them, they'd be stopping around with another dose, but they wouldn't be bringing any antidote. Kuno frowned deeply at that, pursing her lips. You need to stand up to them, Kuno said, stamping her hoof firmly. Like, yeah, you don't like your friend tell, like, come on, you let your friend / former captive tell you this, like what? I tried that, Warden growled, shaking his head and then looking away. They broke my ankle, told me they'd do the other one if I ever told them no again. Maybe it's easier for you. You can just run away from all your problems. I can't just wave my hoof and be somebody else. I'm stuck like this, the Pegasus said, turning and walking away from her without another word. Kuno just stared after him, looking sad. At the end. Yeah, Kuno, like, Warden, what the fuck? That literally just broke her. Because, you know, she can literally just do that if she wanted to. But that would probably just break her fucking heart. Anyways, fucking Christ, really? He's a fucking drug dealer. And he's not even getting paid for it. What the fuck is this bullshit? This unequal bullshit. So tired, I'm tired, when, there's, laws in place for that. And Canterlot should be a nice, harmonious place, but every time, authors warp their characters, kind of just fucks me up and be like, fuck. Keep getting, this shit happens, that shit happens, and it pisses me off sometimes. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching and doing that. You guys do that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
100,000 stories have filled my head as I look for the answers in what I've